Hey, what's up, everybody? Jeff Cross here. You can contact me at jeffcross22@gmail.com. I had straight kind of old rainy day, so I got my old rainy hat on. So, all right. jeffcross22@gmail.com. Contact me if you have any questions, concerns, comments. This is the week, 1 week later, I've taken down the NCAA group tech or Facebook group, so that's gone. That video was up online for 1 week, and I want to thank everyone who took an extra hour or two out of their day to either attend online or come in person to be part of that test and take a chance to just learn a little bit more about the rules and be a little bit more knowledgeable in those rules. So I think that's something that probably a lot of people may not necessarily be doing. So the fact that you did that is great, but it's gone now. It's off. I've taken it off. I did it this morning, so I gave you actually till Monday morning when I got up around 7 o'clock and took care of it. So you had exactly 7 days to go back and look at it and reconfirm or look at it and hopefully get any questions answered that you had. So if you're watching this video going, oh man, I just didn't get a chance to watch that. I wasn't able to make it online, and I never did that, or I had a hard time logging in, and we have all these excuses, right? We have these things, and some of you may have already seen it, which is fine. But this is what I'm going to say. We tell our kids on the soccer team all the time, no excuses. An excuse is just an excuse. That's all it is. It may be a good excuse in your head or in somebody else's head, but it's just an excuse. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else to call it but an excuse. So, we have rules on those kind of things, and guess what? If you didn't, for whatever reason, go back and check out that video and you wanted to do that, for whatever reason, guess what? It's just an excuse. That's it. You didn't find that time to do it, so so be it. Hopefully I can help in some other way, but probably, I'm going to be busy. The season's starting, so I'm not going to be as available as I was 2 weeks before the season. So another thing I like to tell the kids is, I believe it applies to us in everything we do, especially officiating, but in everything in general. So at the end of everything, whether it's the end of practice, the end of the season, the end of the game, the end of a tournament, the end of, whatever thing that you're trying to do at the end of our officiating week or the end of our officiating, the game we just got in officiating, two things you're going to say to yourself. Two things. That's it. You're probably either going to say, I'm glad I did that, or I wish I would have. Meaning, I wish I would have studied the rules more so I would have known the answer to that rule that we had at the 4-minute mark in the fourth period. Now I didn't, so I'm frustrated with that because I didn't do it. Or you're going to say, I'm glad I spent an extra 20 minutes looking at Rule 11, knowing we could go to the replay monitor to get that rule correct, get that play correct. That's all that's going to be said at the end of everything. I'm glad I did, or I wish I would have. So the question is, how many times a day, how many times a week or a month or during the season are you saying to yourself, I wish I would have? Or are you telling yourself, here's the excuse, I didn't do this or I didn't do that or whatever it is, because it's just an excuse and you're telling yourself, I wish I would have. Guys, girls, if you're saying you wish you would have, stop saying I wish you would have and go out and do it and change that phrase to I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Yep. It was hard. I had to stay up till midnight last night, looking at Rule 11 because I wasn't very versed at it. I knew I had a monitor game coming up, but I wanted to make sure I did it. I don't want to go at the end of that game going, man, I wish I would have stayed up an extra 60 minutes. We tell our kids all the time, aren't you glad you ran that extra 100-yard dash to get to the goal for a chance to score? You don't want to go off walk off the field and go, man, I wish I would have. I wish I would have done one extra 100-yard dash, so I would have been in better shape to get in that position to score a goal for our team. So that's it. No excuses. They're just excuses is all they are. So if you miss my video and you're going to text me and go, I had this, I had that, I had this, I had that, whatever, I don't care. It doesn't bother me any. But just know you're giving yourself an excuse. That's all it is. You're giving yourself an excuse. If you couldn't find 1 hour or an hour and a half within 7 days to go look at that, 15 minutes every day, you had it done. That's just an excuse that you're accepting, and that's all it is, an excuse. And find yourself saying, I'm glad I did, instead of, I wish I would have. So, all right, guys, that's all I got. Another quick 6 minutes, and we will talk to you all soon. Remember, do hard things.